was lost. In Austin, I saw pause. My eyes crawled to a table. Paralyzed by pairwise dice, then attend to this heaven slice of an angel wrapped in skin. Roll dice and woes of life. Love deprived, look at her vibe. What's the meaning of life? One subjective paradise. Crystal chandeliers, focus reflected. Often mirrors appear clear, gray from ear to ear. Craving and raving and grain, rekindle the flame. Closer she draws near. Stay there, remove your underwear, shove it somewhere over there. In paradise, we know our purpose. In paradise, we know what our worth is. In paradise, we manifest dreams. In paradise, truth is what you conceive.
Boom. Yes, it is. The truth is what you can see. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this edition of the Unpopular Hour. Of course, I'm your host, Matt Clark, and it is Wednesday. Today is Wednesday, right? Today is Wednesday. Looking forward to tonight, going to Stillwater. That's why I'm dressed in my orange. Going to Tulsa. The Cowboys play Tulsa tonight in basketball. Thank God. I get to watch some basketball, so I'm happy about that I don't have to deal with football, and I can just go watch basketball. I don't have to deal with all the drama and all the nonsense that's associated with the Oklahoma State football team. I get to watch our guys because, OSU. Hey, Burgess, what's up? Good afternoon to you, too. Just looking forward to watching my guys play. Coach Lutz, had a chance to meet him, go watch practice, like I've said. So I'm excited about what the kids are doing. We're young. I don't think we've been as talented as we have been in the past. But that being said, I really like what the kids are doing. They're playing hard. They're doing the things they need to do. So I'm excited about that. But anyway, let's get into the Thunder right now. The Thunder, of course, took care of business last night, did their part. And then, of course, the Suns, thank God for them, they did their part in order to help the Thunder get to where they needed to be in the Emirates midseason NBA Cup. They took care of the Jazz last night, 133-106, and of course the game was over with towards the middle of the third quarter. Game was done right there. But the Jazz ended up being 13-35 from three. The Thunder 17-47, 54% from the field for the Jazz, 52% from us. And you would think the Jazz shot 54%, or the game would have been closer, but it wasn't because 29. Yes, you're reading that right. 29 turnovers for them. Game stats, J-Dub, 28 points, 2 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals. I thought he's, set the tone early for what, he wanted to do tonight. We were down 12-19 when, of course, the subs were made. And as every time that happens with that, we do what we do. It's 12-19 with 5:27. Take J-Dub out. You have SGA, Isaiah Joe, Kaysen, K-Rich, and Dort. And then SGA does SGA things, steals, jump shots, does what he needs to do. Thunder are up 22-23 with 3 minutes to go. And, of course, they closed it out with a nice run, ended up going up at the end of to start the second quarter up 32-25. So liked what J-Dub did. And then, of course, SGA does, like I said, SGA things. Ihart only 4 points last night, 2 for 7, 5 rebounds. 6 assists. He was doing what he needed to do. I mean, he made some fantastic passes last night, showing off his ability to pass the basketball. He sets amazing screens, gets his hands on offensive rebounds, tips them out. I just love his activity of his just full activity when it's coming to rebounding, both offensively and defensively. Because when you look at it, he had 5 defensive rounds with 1 offensive rebound, but he got his hands on probably 4 or 5 basketballs last night. SGA, 26 points, 11 for 19. He's back to the SGA stuff. 2 for 6 from 3, 6 rebounds, 7 assists, 3 steals, doing what he does. He's just doing what he does. That's why he's All-NBA, going to be first-team All-NBA again for the 3rd consecutive year. Lou Dort, 30 minutes, 5 points. Like we talked about last night, I don't want him really shooting over 5, 6, maybe 7 times a game. Now, if he's making the shots, I will go for 7, maybe 8, but I don't really want him shooting. I just don't. Casey Wallace, 29 minutes. I thought 12 points. I thought Casey played really well. Defensively, his hands are unbelievable. Four assists, 3 steals, no rebounds, but, he's just unbelievable. Unbelievable. Love that guy. And then, of course, Isaiah Joe, big breakout night for him, 7 for 11, 5 for 9 from 3, which is what we need from him. We need him to, be 45, 50% from 3. If we can get that out of him on a consistent basis, get him back, get his numbers back up compared to where they are now, will make a huge, huge difference to what the Thunder are trying to do. Isaiah Joe, like I said, when he's scoring, I like our chances. When he's knocking down threes, the Thunder are extremely hard to beat, as well as Aaron Wiggins, 5 points last night for Wiggins. Let's call him Wiggins. 22 minutes, 6 for 11, 2 for 5. I thought Aaron played really good, played within himself. AJ Mitchell is the one that I thought just kind of cruised. He didn't have the breakout, the kind of game that I thought we needed from him. But now, this is when the Thunder go on a stretch now, okay? Because we won our game against, here's our next 10, okay? We're now, 16-5. So this is here's our next games. We go tomorrow night, we're at the Raptors. Then Saturday, we're at the Pelicans. And then, of course, Tuesday night, and we'll go over that here in a little bit, we are in the Emirates Cup. We got lucky because, we didn't get lucky. What we did, because had the Spurs won last night, then we probably would have been out because the Mavericks had a 40 plus 46. Now, we probably would have kept playing because it's important that you get that. Whoever had the best plus minus is the one that won. And Dallas beat out, I forget who they beat, Boston. Boston had 45. We had 45. They had 46. So they beat them out plus minus. And so the Mavericks got in. So, but anyway, it's important that we win these next 2 games, to me, to continue to keep our momentum going into that Emirates Cup first game Tuesday night against the Mavs at 8:30. But we have the Raptors, and it's always tough to go to Toronto. Now, the advantage we have is that SGA and Dort are both from Canada, so that will help us, I think, immensely with that. And like I said last night on the show and after the storm, if you've never been to Toronto, you got to go. Toronto's a beautiful city. A lot of fun. A lot of things to do. A lot of things to do. It's a fun city. December 7th, Pelicans. They're just a mess right now. Zion is eating his way out of the league, but, like we talked about last night, who cares? He doesn't care. He's gotten over $300 million out of the NBA. What does he care? What does he care? I've got $300 million in the bank. Okay. I'll continue to eat. I can't eat $300 million worth of food, but I'm going to eat. And it's just sad that he's looked at it that way. So, and then our next game against the Magic, but it actually will go against the Mavs, which, of course, will count towards our win-loss record. And then when you look at that, let me see. Let's go to our NBA standings. So here are the standings right now, and it's so funny in the East or in the West, the Thunder, Rockets, and Mavs are all in. Okay, the Warriors are the 4th seed because they won their division. The Mavs are the wild card. So isn't it funny? Thunder 16 wins, Rockets 15 wins, Mavericks 14 wins. All 3 of those teams are in the Cup, midseason Cup. And then when you look on the flip side of that, the Cavs are not in. The Celtics are not in. The Magic was the wild card. Then you got the Knicks in, the Bucks in, and the Hawks in. So the East, you got the 4th, 5th, and 6th seeds. Excuse me, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th seeds in. The 1st and 2nd seeds are not in the Cup. Isn't that funny? That's crazy how that works, right? In the West, the top 3 teams are in. In the East, the 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th teams are in. Tells you how wacky the East is, doesn't it? It just really screws. It just messes with you when you look at how they're doing. So, and speaking of that, let's look at how the NBA Cup is going to work. So, here are the games. December 10th, which is Tuesday night, the Thunder play the Mavs, or the Mavs come to play us. We're the number 1 seed, so they come to play us. Because last night, there was a huge controversy in the Warriors Nuggets game. Because Braun called timeout. He was on his knees. He was on his stomach. He called timeout. Okay, and this is the funny part to me. How do you have three referees on the floor, and not one of them saw he called timeout, knowing, but also he didn't. They didn't have any. So Steve Kerr went ballistic, got a T, and instead of them getting a T, because he tried to call a timeout with no timeouts available to his team, if they give him that timeout, they shoot a free throw, shoot a tech, and they get to keep the ball. But instead, Steve Kerr gets the tech instead. Now, how the hell does that work? But that makes a huge difference because if Golden State wins, then they are the number 1 seed. We're the number 2 seed, and the Mavericks are out because the number 3 seeds would be the Rockets. So that's how it would work. Okay? The Warriors would be number 1 seed. They'd be going against the Mavericks. They'd be going against the Mavericks. We'd be going against the Rockets. And the irony of ironies are tomorrow night, guess who plays? Rockets Warriors. And then they have to play against each other on Wednesday. Isn't that funny? So on Tuesday night, we've got the Bucks against the Magic, of course, on TNT. And then we have the Thunder and the Mavs on TNT on Tuesday. So that's going to be heck of a game between the Bucks and the Magic. The Magic, without Banchero, to say that they would be where they are right now, who the hell would have believed that? I don't think anybody would have believed that or seen that. The Bucks and the Magic are the 4th overall seed. It's crazy. They're the 3rd seed right now. It's amazing how well they are playing without Banchero. So when they get him back, it's going to take him 10 or 15 games to kind of figure out, just like it will with Chet when Chet comes back for us. It's going to take him 10 to 15 games to get kind of antiquated back in with the starting lineup, how everything is flowing, to get him up to speed to the way we're running, the speed of what we're trying to do, and get him back in sync with the team. So the same thing is going to be for the Magic. And remember, we have to go play them on the 19th, I believe is when we play them. I think we play them in Orlando on the 19th. Is when I think we played them. The Rockets and the Warriors go at each other. So on, what is that? Wednesday. They'll be each other on Wednesday. And they are the 9:30 game. And the early game will be the Knicks and the Hawks, which the Hawks are playing really good. I mean, they got rid of the guy they needed to get rid of, and Trey has just got these guys rolling. Let's just give Trey credit. I mean, he's just playing Trey. We're talking about Trey Young, of course. Give Trey credit on what he's doing. He's amazing on what he's doing for the Hawks right now, and keeping them in and having them win games. You can't discredit what he's doing, which leads me to think that he'll make his second All-Star team. Now, the first one he made because he was voted in. Do I think he was one of the best players? No, but it doesn't matter. The fans voted him in, so he was in, and congratulations to him. But now I think he's more than earned a spot this year. Okay, forget all that nonsense. I want to say he's earned a spot this year as an All-Star through however many games we play, whatever, 15-6 or 21 games. 16-5, 21 games. And then the Rockets and Warriors. But it's going to be interesting to see because on Thursday, how do you play that game? If you're the Rockets, knowing that you turn around on Tuesday and you have to have the Rockets or have the Warriors back at your home place, how are you going to play that? How is that going to happen? What are you going to do? What are the strategies involved in that? So, and anyway, so what will happen is the winners of our game on Tuesday, their game on Wednesday, will play each other on the 14th, okay? And that will be in Vegas. And then the winner of the Bucks and Magic and Knicks and them will play each other, and then those winners will play each other. So remember, all these games go on your record. So this Thunder game will count against the Mavericks will count on our record. Whether we win or lose, it will go on our record. The championship game does not go on your record, okay? So whatever happens with that, you don't have to worry about that going on your record and count against your wins or losses. Now, if you win, you'd want to count against for your wins, but the championship game is the only game does not count towards your wins and losses. And if you lose, if the Thunder have to end up losing, then they will play again to whoever another team, because that's how the NBA does it. So they reschedule everything, shuffle everything. The teams that are in, when you lose, you still have to play again against someone else. So the losers will continue to play, and the season does not stop for the in-season tournament. The season keeps going. Everybody else plays except those guys. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with the Thunder and how they do that. I'm excited to see that game. Hopefully our coach won't let us down and we'll be able to give us what we need. And scratch what I just said. That's nonsense. He's going to do what he does. And the things that hurt us are the things that he is weak at. And it just is what it is. He doesn't understand flow of the game. He doesn't understand lineups. He just doesn't. And somebody once called him on our After the Storm show, our Thunder post-game analysis show, called him the mad scientist. Well, I don't want no damn mad scientist. I want a great coach. I want a coach that understands, like the other night when we lost the Rockets. You feel the flow of the game. We were winning it after the third quarter when SJ went to the bench. You feel the momentum of the other team coming, and then you sub in a sub instead of subbing in SGA. I don't give a shit that it's 9 minutes to go in the quarter. Whatever. We got to have the guy in there to stop the run. But instead, you wait for 2 minutes. They made the run. They have their momentum. Then you sub. Well, it's too late. Understanding the flow of the game and lineups. It's just, and minutes managing. Because it's so funny. Everything that we say on this show, all the NBA analysts say the same thing I say. Same thing I say. Same thing that Nathan says. Now, like I said, I put J-Dub at 2B. The other analysts and Nathan Taylor for YNB, they put him at 3. I say it's SJ1, Chet 2A, J-Dub 2B, 3, 2B, 3. The analysts say it's SGA, Chet, and then J-Dub. That's also what Nathan says. But I give J-Dub a little bit more credit than that and put him, because I think sometimes he can be the 2, and then Chet will be the 3 depending on how good J-Dub's playing, because J-Dub has these games where he, like last night, where he's just fantastic. Then the night before, he's, whatever. So that's him. He's up and down, and that's the type of player he's always going to be. He is an up and down guy. He is just not that guy that can sit there and look at it and give you the minutes that you want him to give you. But our coach is a developmental coach, and he's going to develop J-Dub into being the type of player that he thinks J-Dub can be. That's where we're at. That's the way things are. But the bottom line is the Thunder came through and won. Thank you to the Suns who came through and won for us. And then by beating them, by beating the Spurs for us, they helped their record, but they didn't get in because the Mavericks had a better plus minus as far as points are concerned. That's why they got in. We were 3-1. The Suns were 3-1. The Mavericks were 3-1. So we're 3-1, and the Suns are 3-1. The Mavericks are 3-1. But because the Mavericks beat the Suns, we beat the Suns. Okay, actually I take that back. The Mavericks did not play the Suns because the Suns were 3-1. We were 3-1, and I forget who the other one was 3-1. Who was it? Us 3-1. We were 3-1. The Suns were 3-1. Was somebody else 3-1? Maybe it's just us two. And then, of course, the Suns' only loss was to us, but because of the plus minus, they did not get in, which is unfortunate. But thank you, Kevin Durant. Thank you, Bradley Beal. And thank you, Devin Booker, for taking care of business and beating the Spurs for us, something that we couldn't do. And remember, we lost to them without their 3 leading scorers because of lineups, because of not understanding flow of the game, because of letting them think they could play with us. Like at one point, on our show After the Storm, that game, we had we went for 2 hours. It was crazy. People were blowing up on the show, pissed off, because why? You took SGA out, and at one point you had A.J. Mitchell, you had Dylan Jones, you had Kaysen, you had Dort, and you had, I think maybe it was Jang or somebody on the court. And it's like, what? Who you have on the damn court? In what world do you live in that you're going to have your 2 best players on the bench? Arguably 4 of your 5 starters on the bench at one time and not having one of your 2 top players on the court, which J-Dub or SGA should be on the court at all times. Just like, remember we talked about that last year. And this year it should be J-Dub and Chet or SGA and J-Dub or SGA and Chet on the floor at all times. Unless we're blowing somebody out. There's no reason to do that. But once again, you guys love him, and nobody else does outside of Oklahoma because you guys listen to what the Thunder are saying, and you're not paying attention to what the hell is going on in the game. And it's just frustrating to me because I'm like, man, what the hell are you doing, dude? Mad scientists. What the hell is that? We're trying to win games. We're not trying to give away games because I can promise you, the games like that will come back to haunt you. Remember last year? It came back to haunt who? The game that the Denver Nuggets, they didn't play Jokic game 4 against us. We smashed them. Then all of a sudden they lost the game against who? The Spurs. What happened? It cost them. You can't give away games because it will cost you in the end in a tight race. Remember that game you gave up in week 3? Remember that game you gave up in the first 10 games? Remember those games you lost that you could have won that you gave up because of you being a mad scientist? Remember that? You have to win the games you're supposed to win. And then you're going to lose one now and then, that's for sure. But not without the 3 top starters. Don't lose that game. And then on top of that, what do you have to do? You have to be able to be ready. So now, I was arguing with someone about this, saying that, it doesn't matter, it's just the NBA Cup. The hell are you talking about? Everything matters. It matters. Why wouldn't you not want to win the cup? We don't have one. Why would you not be able to do that? Number 2, why would you not want to use that to continue to springboard your young team to say, hey, look, this is the first step. We've won this. Now we can win our, what's the next step? Next step is to win your division. What's the next step? Win the Western Conference. What's the next step? Win the championship. Oh, that's right. We don't want to put our players' heads in the clouds. What the hell? All you're doing is giving them goals. That's all you're saying. What are your goals? Our goals are to win the Emirates Cup, if that's that, or if you don't want to throw that in there, to win the division, to win the Western Conference, and to win the NBA title. That should be your 3 goals, period. If you don't want to put the cup in there, that's fine. But to me, win the cup because that's the first big thing that's available. Second thing, you win your division, which is the next thing available. Then you win your conference, which is the Western Conference. And then the 4th thing is to win the championship. And like I said, you want to take out the cup? Okay, I'm cool with that. But I'm going to throw that in there. Win the cup, win the division, win the conference, win the cup, win the chip. Those are your 4 things to me. So now how do you do that? You do that by making sure you have guys who are playing at their best when you need them to be, okay? So when we look at the Thunder shooting percentage, this is our team. This is up to date, okay? Everything I'm showing you is up to date. SGA averaging 29.8. 50% from the field, 34% from 3, and 85%. Now, his free throws are going down. Everything else is going up. Field goal percentage is going up. 3-point percentage is going up. But we got to get him, and it's sad when you think, man, he's only shooting 85%. That's terrible. You know what I'm saying? And how bad is that? What is the standard that we have for this guy when he's shooting 85% and we say that's terrible? And that's sad. How do you put that when you go, yeah, man, he's not doing well. He's only shooting 85% from the free throw line. And that's sad, guys, that we hold him to that high of a standard that we think that 85% is bad. 85% is bad. That would be just like me yelling at the commander because he shot better than, I think he shot 89 or 90%, Randy Wright did, the commander at Oklahoma State. J-Dub, 21 points a game, 21.8, 51% from the field, 38% from 3, 80% from the line. Ihart, with his 4 points last night, his average dropped down to 13.3, 57% from the field, though. Got to love that. So our top 3 players, our top 3 scorers are all shooting over 50%. Got to love that. SGA right at 50, J-Dub 51, Ihart 53, 57. Then, of course, Ihart shot his second 3 last night, and he shot and missed, and somebody was asking me in the game, like, man, how do you feel about that? I said, well, this is how I feel. I said, Ihart has to shoot him, but I want him shooting in rhythm because they're backing off of him and going, oh, he's not going to shoot it. So to me, have him catching in rhythm. Now, when J. Will gets back, I think J. Will comes back tomorrow. If J-Will gets back, you back off him, he's going to knock that down. So you can't back off him. If you back off Chet, he's going to knock that down. So now we just got to get to where iHeart will catch it and just catch it in rhythm and let's get him to the point where, like I said, he has to be a shooter. Whether he makes it or not, you still have to shoot the ball. You still have to be a participant on the court. So to me, if they're going to back off on you when you catch it like that, iHeart, don't think. Just catch it in rhythm and go up and shoot. Your chances of making it are better. But when you look at his free throw percentage, only 62%, we got to work on that. Now, remember, we do have the best shooting coach in the NBA on staff. So he can help him with that. But once again, shooting in rhythm. Lou Dort, 9.8 points per game. He's dropped down, of course, after his last night. 41% from the field, 40% from three, not 82% from the line. Don't mind those, that 82%. Even 40% from three. We need him to be back up to about 45. That's where I would want him. And higher than that percentage as far as his overall field goal percentage. That's 2-point shots and threes. Wiggins, 9.7, 45% from the field, 41% from three, 80% from the line. Don't mind that at all. I'd like him shooting a little bit better, 45-ish. I want him and Dort up around 45 from three. That would make me feel tons better. Isaiah Joe, 9.2, 40%, 37.5. He's our shooter. He's our designated three-point shooter, and he's shooting 37%, which is not bad. Don't get me wrong. It's not bad, but remember last year, at the middle of last year, we were shooting 55%. 55%. So he's dropped 18% percentage points in his three-point shooting. We've got to get him back up. 70% from the line, not bad at all. Kaysen Wallace, 6.8 points per game, 42% from the field, 29%. Now remember, that seems low, but it's really not. He was shooting, 12%, 11%. So his numbers are slowly going up from the three-point line. So when you look at that, it looks bad, but compared to where he started this year, it's not bad at all. Okay, it's actually gone up. So you can't really look at that and go, "Oh man, Kaysen's shooting. He's playing better." So let's not get mad at Kaysen for what he's doing right now. Okay, we're not gonna get mad at that at all. Let me see. AJ Mitchell, 5.2. The surprise, the one guy that, remember, every year we want to bring one guy up. Remember, it was Josh Giddey, then J-Dub, and Chet was pretty much already there. And then Kaysen last year, and then A.J. Mitchell seems to be the guy this year. So Josh is no longer here, but he's playing well in Chicago. He's got the Bulls ball, and they went from trash to a good team. He's a good player. I really like Josh. He didn't really fit for what we were trying to do in the future, but I like Josh a lot. 46% from the field, 41% from three. Gotta like those numbers, 76.9 from the free throw line. I like him to shoot better than that. You're a scorer guy. You got to shoot better than that. K-Rich, which is Kendrick Williams, 5 points a game, 48% from the field, 29% from three. Now, once again, those numbers are going up from three-point line. It looks terrible, but it's not as bad as you would think because it was way worse than that. I'm just a little worried about that, but I'm liking what Kendrick is doing. He's getting up. I'm excited about that and see what. Sorry, one of my parents is texting me. I can't really answer that right now because I'm right in the middle of doing my show. And then, of course, Dylan Jones, 2.7, 21%. He passed up a three the other night. Bro, need you to shoot the ball. Okay? Need you to shoot the ball. So let's take an opportunity to thank our sponsors. Want to appreciate SRB. If you have needs for computers, engineering, surveying, and planning, hit our guy Mark Long up over there. They love to be able to take care of you. They love to be behind the scenes. So if you have a complex or something that you're building, they can come in and they can look at it. Or if you're buying a building, they can come in and look at it and see what it's like and see how everything's going. SRB, the people take care of you. And also, if you have a water treatment plant, hey, hit those dudes up. Hit them up. Who the hell doesn't like clean drinking water in your city or in your county? Trust me, those guys will take very, very good care of you. They're very good at that. Collaborative Logic, if you have needs for computers or software to make your office run smoother or website design, hit Russell and the boys up over at Collaborative Logic. Oak Grove Trucking, if you have needs for dirt, rock, or sand to be moved, hit those guys up over there. They will take care of you. And then, of course, YNB, family owned and operated since 1912. They are the bank that makes things happen. They're an equal housing lender, a member of the FDIC, proud sponsor for us to go out and support women, minority, and black-owned businesses in the Oklahoma City area. You can pre-qualify online at www.ynbok.com. That's www.ynbok.com. Or go into the main bank at 401M, 66 steps from historic downtown Yukon, Oklahoma. YNB East, which is off the Parkway and 66 to 39th Expressway. YNB Mustang, 218 North Mustang Road. YNB Parkway, which is off Garth Brooks and I-40, just south of I-40, right there in Garth Brooks, right in front of the hospital. And, of course, YNB Peoples, located on 23rd in Bethany between Rockwell and MacArthur. And my guy, Elm Grove Clothing, and my guy, Jonathan Beakey Triplet, hit my dude up. Love to take care of you over there. If you have needs for a new suit or an overcoat or a leisure suit, in our boy Nathan Taylor's case, hit my guy up. He can take care of you. Why spend $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 on a suit when you can spend $800 to $1,000 and you get the same quality, same materials, same thing, same fit, and he can come into your house or to your office and measure you up there. Jonathan Beakey Triplet, 405-332-8787. Hit my guy up. He can love to take care of you. I promise you, he'll be very good. And then, of course, coming up is my basketball camp. And as soon as I can find it, I need to move this thing up. My basketball camp is coming up December 31st. And if you haven't been to one of my camps, let me tell you what it's all about. It's one of those good places. We only take so many guys, so many kids is what we do, because of the simple fact that we want to make sure that everything is taken care of. We want to make sure that your kids are learning what they need to learn. I'm not so much into having a bunch of kids, making a bunch of money. It's about getting you more people, or getting your kids better. That's what I like. That's what I do. And that's what I appreciate, is that right there. So December 30th and 31st, you can use the QR code to sign up. We'll be doing that. Probably we'll be ordering our T-shirts in the next couple of weeks. I haven't decided what color we're going to do. But anyway, that's the camp coming up. So hopefully you guys will want to maintain and come there for the camp. That's what I say. So I'm going to say this. There's some stuff about the football playoffs, and we're going to go into that more deeply tomorrow, but for Football Thursdays. But I don't, people are griping about, number one, Alabama being in over Miami or whatever. Miami was in the SEC. How many losses do they have? How many losses do they have? It's like the kid at Boise State, the running back with the Heisman. How many? He's running for these yards, okay. But Barry Sanders, they try to compare him to Barry Sanders, which is ludicrous, because he was like 300 yards from breaking Barry's record or whatever, which didn't happen. But I looked at it this way. Everybody forgets, Sanders didn't play in 4 fourth quarters. The whole fourth quarter. That's a whole game he did not play. So it wears me out when people talk about breaking records and beating records. There's a difference between beating a record and breaking a record. Jim Brown's record for most yards will never be broken. It got beat, but it never be broken. Walter Payton, you look at Emmitt Smith, those are records that were beaten, that he beat him, not broke it. That's the way you got to look at stuff. And when I look at Alabama and I look at Miami, that Alabama made it and Miami didn't, why? To me, it's real simple. Okay? It's like when we had the 4 teams. Well, the 5th team got mad because they went in. Now we're talking about the 13th team. There's going to always be controversy, but who's going to bring the most people? Miami or Alabama? Who's people going to watch on TV? Miami or Alabama? People are going to watch Alabama. Nobody's going to watch Miami. Miami's going to bring a few fans. Alabama's going to bring 30,000. 25,000. Miami's not bringing that. How many eyes are going to watch on a nationally televised game watch Miami play? You're going to have a ton watching Alabama because half of them want to watch Alabama lose. The other half are going to watch Alabama win. So to me, it's really simple. You put the names of the people. TV, like I saw something today. Television executives run sports. You look at the Thunder, we're on 15 times or whatever this year, and you have Lakers on all these times. Why? We're better than Lakers, but we're not on. Why? Because People don't want to see Oklahoma City Thunder. They don't know who the hell we are. They don't know who SJ is yet. Now they will. The more they see us, the more we win, then the more people are going to want to watch us if we consistently stay there. But people want to see LeBron. They want to see Steph. Both of those guys are getting older, but still people will still want to watch them because they know the time for them to be seen is dwindling. So they're going to want to see them more and more and more. So what do you do for that? It's really simple, isn't it? Isn't it not simple for you? Sure, hell yes it is. But that being said, the more people watch us, the more they see how great SGA is. How unguardable, the most unguardable guy in the league. He's ridiculous. If you watched him play last night, he made a couple moves. You're like, damn, he's just a beast. He just is. And then you watch J-Dub and watch J-Dub getting better and better and better as our second piece right now. Going to be third piece when Jay gets back. It's the same with Alabama. You look at them, you look at what their team is. Who do you want to watch? Miami or Alabama? I'll wait. Oh, Alabama. Of course you do. So when you look at these teams, and the team I feel sorry for more than anybody is SMU. If they lose to Clemson, they could be out. Which is ridiculous because you look at SMU's schedule and who they play some good teams. Alabama's lost to OU. Of their 3 losses, they lost to OU and they lost to Vandy. But they still beat Georgia in a close game that they probably should have lost, but it doesn't matter. Win is a win is a win is a win. No matter how it looks. Like I said, if you win by 1 or you win by 100, it's still a W, no matter how the hell you look at it. An L is an L, whether you lose by 100 or whether you lose by 1. Not really. Because if I lose by 1 or I lose by 100, what I'm saying is if I'm losing by 1, there's some things that I can fix to help me beat them next time. If I lose by 100, you're done. So an L is not necessarily an L. L's matter on how you lose matters. Okay? Now, there's games where, because you played bad and the other team got hot and you lost, whatever, then that's so completely different than getting your ass whooped. But a W counts as a W and an L counts as an L no matter where you live. So Alabama has 3 losses. They have 2 terrible losses. OU, Vandy. Terrible losses. But they got the big win. Miami, you lost to Syracuse. You got your ass whooped. Now, OU kicked your butt, no doubt. Okay? But that game was, like I said, Jalen Milroe is 1 or 2 players, two people. He is the great quarterback or he's the trash quarterback. He's one or the other. He's the guy that beat Georgia, or he's the guy that lost to OU, or he's the guy that lost to Vandy, or he's the guy that won in Tennessee. I mean, who the hell is he? Who is he? But I look at Tennessee. They're one of the top teams they should be in. Ohio State should be in, even though they dropped to 6 after their loss at Michigan, because I think it's just Michigan. It's the rivalry thing. You look at Oregon and Texas. Those are the teams. Because, the way this is branched out and the way it's laid out, the number 4 team has to play the winner of Alabama and Tennessee or something. That team's going to get smashed. But it is seeding, and it is what it is. But they don't deserve that. They're going to get smashed. I think you do it like football. Whoever the best teams are the teams that are ranked. Forget all that conference nonsense. The best 4 teams are the best 4 teams highest ranked. Then you play from there. And then after the first win, the highest seed plays against the lowest the lowest seed, instead of just saying, okay, we're going to put this bracket and this is how you're going to play. No, do it like the NFL. The number 1 seed gets the lowest seed available, or highest seed, or lowest seed that's left over. So if the number 4 seed beats the number 5 seed, you play the number 5 seed. If the number 7 seed beats the number third seed, then they'll play the 7th seed. So you should have some sort of, you should get some sort of credit, some sort of something for being able to win and be number one, you should play the number 12 ranked team. And if the number 12, whatever it is, if it breaks down, somebody gets upset, then you play that team next, whoever that is. You should play the lowest ranked seed, whoever, or the highest ranked, however you look at it. Whoever's ranked 12th or whatever, whoever's the worst seeding, that's who the number one team should play. The number two team should play the next worst seeding. The number three team should play the next worst, instead of just saying, okay, here's a bracket and you're going to play. I mean, seed the teams accordingly. But if you do it this way, you're like, okay, we're going to make sure these two teams can play. They're going to beat that team, and we can get who we want. That's what they did. You see them so they like who can beat who to get to who we want to have in the Final Four. That's what they did, or that's what they're doing, instead of just doing it that way. Just saying, okay, 1 through 4, number one plays the worst. After the first round, they beat each other at whoever's home field or whatever. Then you come back around, whoever the number one seed is, you play the worst seed. Number 2, you play the next worst seed. Number 3, you play the next worst seed. Number 4, you play the next worst seed. That's how it should work. You should earn something for being the number one seed. You should play the easiest teams all the way because you earned that through the year. Give me something, credit, give me something for saying that I was the best team. But they're not doing that because they're trying to sneak Alabama and them in there because they want Alabama in there. Why? Because Alabama brings TV ratings, Alabama brings fans. Texas brings TV ratings, Texas brings fans. OU brings TV ratings, OU brings fans. Even though they're not in there, I'm just saying they do. That's what you want. The TV networks want eyes watching them, and they want, and the bowls or whatever want the most available people who are going to come watch their teams play. That's what they want. OU travels well. Oklahoma State travels very well. You want Miami doesn't travel that well, so you got to have teams that you want that are going to travel. Texas travels well, Tennessee travels well, Georgia travels well, Alabama travels well, Oregon I think travels well, Ohio State travels well, Michigan travels well, Florida State travels well, Clemson travels well. So you want teams that are going to travel with their fans going to come watch them play. Because number one is a bowl. If you host a bowl, you want what? You want ticket sales. You want hotel rooms. You want concessions. And you want restaurants and all those to be filled. You want the town to make money. That's why you host a bowl. It's for that specific reason, for the town that you're in. For the hotels to make, the city to make money off hotels and restaurants, taxes. That's how you want them to make their money. The bowl wants to make money off of bringing the money in from ticket sales and concessions. That's how you make the money. That's how you do it. So why would you not want to have that? Why would you not want to have the best teams that travel the best in order to play in these games? Why would you not want to do that? Now, I do like you have to go to the first person's home to play first. I do like that. That way your home fans get that extra game. I like that. I think that's a great thing. The first couple games. Then you go to a bowl game, and then you go to another bowl game. So you're playing 2 bowl games instead of 1. So you're having to travel twice, which, I mean, hell, I'm not gonna care about that. If I've got a chance to go to the Orange Bowl to watch in Florida, and then we turn around and we're playing a national championship game in New Orleans or the national championship game in Pasadena at the Rose Bowl, okay. And like, I'm going to be upset about that, or the Fiesta Bowl in Scottsdale. Am I going to be upset about that? Hell no. Let's go. All about it. And the fans will travel. The fans will go, and people will watch. So, and it's just like that when you do the Thunder. And what we're trying to do here, you win the cup, what's next? Huh? Oh, you win your division. What's next? You get the highest seed by winning your division. So then you do what? You win the Western Conference. Then you do what? Then you play for the chip. Those should be your 4 goals. Not putting your team's heads in the clouds, which to me makes 0 sense. That's just me. I don't understand that. How that makes me put I don't get that. But that's just me. Okay? That's just me. So that's all that being said, I'm gonna go get out of here. I've got to go tonight or go this afternoon. I got to train my kids, and then I've got to go to Tulsa to watch my Cowboys play at UT tonight. Go Pokes all day long. You see I'm dressed in my stuff. Got my O Club thing on, so let's go Pokes. Let's do our thing. Let's get the W tonight for the Cowboys. And for the rest of y'all, Look forward to talking to you guys tomorrow. And then tomorrow night, the Thunder play at Toronto. So that's going to be an exciting game. So we'll hopefully have you guys